So welcome back, dear students. So let us continue our discussion on some of the man-made disasters. So last class we discussed about forest fires, and in today's class we'll be discussing about biological disasters. So biological disaster is caused by biological agents, and biological agents are living organisms such as bacteria, virus, fungus, and their toxic products that can kill the people, livestock, plants, or may cause epidemics, health impacts, property damage, social and economic disruption, or environmental damage. The most recent and life example of biological disaster causing epidemic, which actually turned out into a global pandemic, is COVID-19. So, our focus for today's discussion will be around bioterrorism. So, bioterrorism can be defined as the use of biological agents to cause death, disability, or damage mainly to human beings. Now, bioterrorism is a method of terrorist activity to create mass panic and slow mass casualties. So, the rate of casualties are significantly higher as well as the rate of casualties is slow. So that is why we term bioterrorism as slow mass casualties. So the three basic groups of biological agents which could be used as biological weapons are bacteria, viruses, and toxins. So the expense of producing these biological weapons is far less than that of other weapon system. And we also term bioweapons as poor man's nuclear bomb. So we are comparing it to a massive scale such as nuclear explosion, but due to its low cost of production, it can be termed as poor man's nuclear bomb. So now what are the trends favoring biological weapons? So the low cost and widespread availability, then more efficient in terms of coverage. Advances in biotechnology have made production easy. Further, agents are largely natural pathogens and have an unmatched destructive potential. So, methods of biological agent dissemination and delivery, it includes aerosols. What are aerosols? Aerosols are very fine particulate matter on which biological agents might be sitting. So, biological agents in itself are dispersed into air, forming a fine mist that may drift for miles, and inhaling the agent may cause epidemic diseases in human beings or animals. Now, in animals, some diseases are spread by insects and other animals such as mice, flies, mosquitoes, and livestock. So, food and water contamination has some of the pathogenic organisms and toxins, and it may persist in food and water supplies as well. Then most microbes can be killed and toxins can be deactivated by cooking the food and boiling the water. Okay, so also most microbes are killed by boiling water for 1 minute, but some may require a longer time. Next, person to person, in this it can be used to spread a few infectious agents. That is also possible. Then humans have been the source of infection for diseases such as plagues, smallpox, and right now we are facing COVID-19. So COVID-19 or coronavirus is also a person to person spread of infectious virus. Now various categories of biological agents which are potential enough to cause mass casualties. These are, first is anthrax, then smallpox, plague, then botulinum toxin. So we'll be discussing some of these now. So what is anthrax? Anthrax is a serious infectious disease and it is caused by gram-positive rod-shaped bacteria known as Bacillus anthracis. Now contact with anthrax can cause severe illness in both humans and animals. And anthrax is not contagious, which means you can't catch it like the cold or the flu. Now these bacteria known as Bacillus anthracis produce spores that are dormant and can live in the environment like soil for a long time, for even decades. Secondly, when spores get into the body, when these spores get into the body of any animal or a person or a place which is rich in water, sugars, and other nutrients, they can be activated and turn into active growing cells. Now, when they become active, the bacteria can multiply and spread out in the body, producing toxins or poisons, and can also cause severe illness and also death. Now, anthrax makes an ideal biological weapon. Now, if used as a biological weapon, smallpox represents a serious threat to civilian population because of its case fatality rate of 30% or more among the unvaccinated persons and the absence of specific therapy. So this is some of the examples of anthrax infection. Next we have smallpox. Now smallpox is a very serious illness. It is caused by a virus which is called as variola virus. Now smallpox gets its name from the pus filled blisters or pocks that are formed. These blisters are formed on the skin that formed during the illness process. Smallpox is again it is very contagious and smallpox usually passes from person to person during close face-to-face contacts. So smallpox has long been considered as the most devastating of all infectious diseases, and transmission of this virus can occur by aerosol by direct contact with the infected patient. So this is how the smallpox affects a human body, and these blisters happen to be seen on all the parts of our body, on all over the skin, and it may lead to further serious illness and deaths. Next we have plague. So plague is a disease that results from infection by a non-motile gram-negative Coccobacillus yersinia pestis, and this can also cause devastation. Now the important thing to note whenever the question comes for writing upon biological disasters, so these four have been very common examples, so take a note of it. Take a note of the basic cause or the basic reagents that are causing these diseases. What are the viruses, their specific names. It will be very useful and also very fruitful while writing answers in the university exam. So this is an example of a person suffering from plague. Now other one is pneumonic plague. So main symptoms, they are systemic fever, then central headache, then in respiratory problems it might lead to cough, hemoptysis, then you have dyspnea, chest pain, and also muscular weakness. Next we have botulism. So this botulism is can be caused by the use of canned foods. These foods need to be cooked at very high temperatures to kill the germs. Next, Clostridium botulinum could cause botulism in the people who eat this food. Then these bacteria, they release a poison called a toxin, and this toxin travels through blood to attach to the nerves that control the muscles. Further, a toxin is any substance or a toxic substance that can be produced in an animal, plant, or microbe. The toxins produce serious disease in human beings, and botulism or botulinum toxins are further, they are very deadly. Then mass casualties can be produced through contamination of food source or by aerosol dissemination. Then Mycobacterium tuberculosis, E. coli, bacterial diseases or Q fever, Salmonella, Staphylococcus. Then we have B. stereothermophilus. So these are some of the other diseases also which can be caused as biological disasters and spread into the masses. Then we have dengue. It is an acute infectious mosquito-borne hemorrhagic fever, and besides fever, the disease is characterized by an extreme pain and stiffness of the joints. Dengue is caused by a virus that is transmitted through a mosquito, and this mosquito is called as Asian tiger mosquito. Then we have mad cow disease or bovine spongiform encephalopathy. So this bovine spongiform encephalopathy, BSE or mad cow disease in cattle is caused by infectious agent that has a long incubation period between 2 and 5 years. Death usually follows within a year of the onset systems or the onset of symptoms. So it was first recognized in cattle in the UK in 1986, and it was termed as mad cow disease. It became epidemic there, and particularly in the region of southern England. Now major events that have happened across the globe. So first is biological warfare has a long history of mass destruction through epidemic and pandemic diseases. The 1918 influenza, it killed an estimated population of 7 million, that is around 70 lakhs in India, and limited biological warfare is reported to have been carried out by Japan during World War II. Mycotoxins, these have been reported to be used in Afghanistan war, and beginning in the mid-September 2001, the USA experienced unprecedented biological attacks involving the intentional distribution of Bacillus anthracis spores through the postal system. I can remember that there were a lot of news in those particular years when it was seen that many of the people have been receiving some fake letters or fake post mails, and upon opening those posts there was a significant amount of powder or this particular anthracis virus that was intentionally sent to the people as a biological attack. Now, further intentional use of biological agents also includes that Japan used plague bacilli in China during the 1932 to 1945. It caused more than 2,60,000 deaths. Further dispersal of anthrax spores due to accident in production unit in USSR, it caused 68 deaths in the year 1979. In 1984, Osho followers used Salmonella typhimurium in salad in a restaurant in Oregon, USA. It led to a whopping 751 cases. Then Shigella dysentery type 2, it was employed in Texas, again in USA, in the year 96. Now, what are some of the prevention and mitigation measures? The general population firstly should be educated and made aware of the threats and the risks associated with it. Only cooked food and boiled, chlorinated, or filtered water should be consumed. Insects and rodents should be controlled, and control measures should be initiated immediately. Then, clinical isolation of suspected and confirmed cases is also essential. An early, accurate diagnosis is the key to manage casualties of this biological warfare. Therefore, a network of specialized laboratories should be established for a confirmatory laboratory diagnosis. Then, existing disease surveillance system as well as vector control measures to be pursued more rigorously. Next, we have mass immunization program in the suspected area be more vigorously followed up. Next, enhancing the knowledge and skills of the clinicians plays a vital role in controlling the adverse impact of this attack. In a case of biological attack, one should cover his mouth and nose with layers of fabric that can filter air. So currently also, as we are aware that COVID-19 is still spreading to the masses, and governments of various nations has made it a mandatory item of your mask to be used by all the persons to safeguard themselves and others. Now, contingency plans for dealing with the epidemics that are likely to occur in the region. Next, early warning system or EWS and regular surveillance are primary requirements so as to mount an effective control response in early stages to prevent any outbreaks. Then, steps for effectively tackling biological disasters. Firstly, setting up of emergency health services, preparing a contingency plan, training of personnel to deal with such emergencies, awareness camps for epidemic prone areas. Uh, then some data that 100 grams of anthrax, if spread, it can cause around 3 million casualties. So you can see what is the amount of devastation a small amount of this particular anthrax can cause. Now some more do's and don'ts in case of a biological attack. So before, children and older adults are particularly vulnerable to these biological agents. So ensure from a doctor or the nearest hospital that all the required or suggested immunizations are up to date. And during the in the event of biological attack, close all the doors and windows, watch the television, listen to radio, check the internet for official news and information. The first evidence of an attack may be when you notice symptoms of the disease caused by exposure to an agent. Now use common sense and practice good hygiene practices. So for again I'll take the example of COVID-19 spread. So again and again doctors and various governments have been requesting people to always keep washing their hands, staying away from uh, unwanted meetups. So again, these all are parts of practicing good hygienes and safeguarding oneself from an event of biological attack. So next, in case of unusual and suspicious substance that has been seen nearby, so move away from it quickly, cover your head and nose, listen to the media for official instructions, seek medical attention if you become sick, and if you are exposed to a biological agent, so then ultra efficient filter masks can be used and follow official instructions for disposal of contaminated items such as bag and clothes. Then take bath with soap and put on clean clothes. Seek some medical assistance and if required and advised, stay away from others or even the quarantined ones. Then, what are some of the aftermaths? So, pay close attention to all official warnings and instructions on how to proceed. The basic public health procedures and medical protocols for handling exposures, these medical protocols to biological agents are the same as for any of the infectious disease. Pay attention to official instructions via radio, television, or emergency alert systems. Then, what are some of the policies? So, the central government would support the state in terms of guidance, technical expertise, and with human and material logistic support. All the states should develop their own policies, plans, and guidelines for managing biological disasters in accordance with the national guidelines. Sound infrastructure is necessary for medical countermeasures, creating awareness among the public. Then developing human resources, logistic support, and R&D for evolving novel technologies. So that's all for biological disasters. In the next session, I will be moving on to chemical disasters. So see you in the next one, and please cover all the previous sessions if you have missed any one of them. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.